Good evening, everyone. Thanks for tuning in for Season 2 of Grassroots Racing. We are going to be again at Charlotte tonight. We had a special event on Wednesday night at Charlotte. So thanks for tuning in if you've tuned into both. We are in the practice session. We've got a good 17, 18 minutes, or actually 20 minutes to go in practice. So we're giving everyone a chance to sign on, get in their cars, get everything lined up, and then we'll be hopping over to join in on the practice session. This is a great opportunity to go grab some snacks, grab a drink, and stay tuned. We'll be jumping into practice here in the next couple of minutes.
The best family vacations are the ones where everyone finds something they love. In PCB, that could mean a morning walk in the Sugar White Sands, a shopping trip in the afternoon, and a sunset boat ride in the evening. Here, every member of the family can make their own favorite memories. Start planning your getaway to the real, fun beach at visitpanamacitybeach.com.
Tired of taking allergy pills every day to treat your allergies? Aspire Allergy and Sinus has helped thousands, including me, who spent years suffering before finally doing something. Like Erin, whose migraines were alleviated almost immediately after her sinus surgery with Aspire. Or Julie, who didn't even realize it was allergy season because she felt so much better after taking her allergy drops. Fixing your allergies is easier than you think it is. Go to aspireallergy.com to set your appointment today. That's aspireallergy.com.
Texas Coalition for Animal Protection is a nonprofit in DFW aiming to provide affordable pet care for all, with rabies shots only $5 and pet fixes starting at only $35. We believe owning a pet should never break the bank. Visit one of our 8 North Texas clinics for walk-in vaccines or visit us at texasforthem.org/Spotify.
Alright, so with about 16 minutes to go in practice, we are going to go ahead and jump on over into the practice session, start watching these drivers. I'll give some call outs here, going over some point stats, as well as maybe some fun facts about Charlotte Motor Speedway. So stay tuned, we're going to jump on over and watch these guys practice tonight. And thanks for tuning in tonight, Brian and Lamar. As always, greatly appreciate having you guys join and hang out. I'm going to start off the session, and I'll probably say it a couple of times throughout, but I want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. If you have any fun 4th of July plans, make sure to leave a comment. Let me know what you got going on this weekend. In the meantime, we're going to run over our points for the evening. Our Season 2 standings thus far. So this is following just last Friday. It's not including the special event that we hosted on Wednesday. And I'll just run through the top 5. So in first we have number 73 Dalton with 159 points. Right behind him we have Scott Wilson with 142 points. Shortly thereafter, we have Samuel Wilson with 137, followed by Willis Gomez and David Bryant in 4th and 5th, 113 and 92 points respectively. We have someone tuning in for DJ tonight. Glad you did. So right now we are in on number 10. Colton Keller, his breakout race, or first race racing with the league, was actually on Wednesday night. It was our special event. It was a truck driving race here at Charlotte. And it was interesting. We saw these drivers go through quite a few tires. So I do expect that to happen again tonight. Maybe not quite as much because these cars do drive a little bit better. But we will see some pit stops tonight. And those are going to be some well-timed pit stops at that. We're going to hop on over and check in on our first place kind of right now in the practice session. Number 12, Owen Bridges, who is in the pits right now. It does actually look like we have Owen in the pits, David in the pits, Scott, and Samuel. So they've done a little bit of practice. We do see Scott jumping off there for a little bit as he goes out into the practice session. We do still have 12 minutes to go there. It looks like Sam is racing tonight, so he should be joining us. It should be a really good race. I'm excited to have everybody, at least our kind of legacy league members, joining in, as well as some of our newcomers. Number 42 DJ, I think he's raced one with us before, so he's joining in again tonight. We also have, let's see, looks like Cody Balmister is a new racer tonight, as well as Matt Brannon. So very excited that we have some new drivers with us. Dalton is racing tonight as well. So he has got his geared up. He's ready to go. Good race. Speaking of Dalton, we can actually hop on over, see how he's doing over here in practice, but it does look like he just did a couple of runs and is now going into the pits. We'll go through, maybe check on number 29, Scott Drost. He is also relatively new to the league, so definitely glad to have him here tonight. He did cut over into that apron a little bit, so he's going to have to be careful with that throughout tonight's race. We're also going to hop over and check on number 27, Matt Brandon, for his breakout race with Grassroots Racing. This is going to be his first time racing tonight. Got a pretty cool paint job. Love duck covers, so I think that's a good call out there. Looking pretty clean so far. Appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us tonight. Definitely give me some entertainment as your entertainer in the chat with you, so I appreciate it. And there are a lot of racers tonight. Yeah, after Wednesday night, we had a little bit, which I get it. It's the middle of the week. It's also a holiday weekend. So we didn't have, honestly, super high hopes that there was going to be a huge turnout, because I understand people got plans. But definitely excited to have so many join in tonight. It'll be a really good and exciting race. So we're going to jump on over and see if we can check in on number 42, DJ, see how he's doing. Track, staying relatively consistent with his line. He got out a little kind of middle of the pack wide there. Does cut down to the apron, but looks pretty good as he comes back out. Not too much push or oversteering, understeering there. That was pretty clean. The biggest thing these drivers are going to worry about tonight is tire wear. That was something we ran into on Wednesday night that they really struggled with. This track is huge, so the past few races we've been mostly going on short track, about a half a mile or so, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more. But this, we are back at 1.5 mile track, so it's going to be huge. They're going to be driving for a while, but if you tuned in on Wednesday, we got a little bit of discussion with the other drivers and with number 73, Dalton, about kind of which track is easiest to get back on pace. Even though this track is huge, a lot of the drivers found it was easier to kind of catch up to the lead lap on these larger tracks, because those shorter tracks, usually laps just eat by. So I'm hoping, it's a big track tonight, it should be pretty good. We may see some incidences here and there, but the biggest thing is going to be some well-timed pit stops for gas and tires. Lamar knows what's going on. Knows where it's at. We definitely need to come out for some of those watch parties. That sounds great. But I agree. I hope Sam and Scott can get that one for his wedding. He's currently ahead, #1 in the leaderboard. But I know Scott and Sam do really well on these long tracks, so should be a good show tonight. We're going to hop on over, see if number 88, David, is back out of the pits. Looks like he might be going back in. I know I saw him pass by once. He's getting ready. He doesn't want to get too tired. I know that's a big thing. With these practices, they're pretty long. We do still have about 5.5 minutes to go, and then a long race ahead of us, so something to keep in mind there. We're going to jump on over to see how Samuel's doing. It looks like he is actually up in the front there. We have number 73 pitting. Let's see, maybe number 18 also in the pit. So it looks like they're just gearing up. They're all kind of done with the practice session. Gearing up, ready to go. Does look like Matt Brandon is coming back into the pits, or he's making, looks like he's actually exiting there. I did see Scott love that we have a DJ supporter out in the crowd tonight. Thanks for tuning in to watch. This season, as well as, you know, Motorplex, sports parks, those kind of things. But I always do a little bit of research ahead of time in case, you know, you can only watch cars go around the track so many times. And I like to keep you guys entertained, keep you guys kind of learning. It's something I like to do. So I do my research on the tracks a little bit ahead of time. And I thought it was so cool that Charlotte can actually, you know, it holds around 30,000 people. So back in 2006, if any of you have young kids or young grandbabies that are kind of car kids, love the movie Cars, they probably would have loved to tune in to kind of the debut of the Disney Pixar's Cars movie that was actually held in Charlotte, because it has one of the largest screens that was kind of ever a thing brought to these motor speedways, which I thought was pretty cool. I love that they're keeping kiddos involved, keeping the sport alive, wanting to get some of that camaraderie and community going by bringing people together. So I thought that was really awesome. Looks like number 5 is pitting now as well. We do just have 2 minutes left to go in the practice session. We may be advancing it forward here shortly, but want to give everybody ample opportunity to do some practice. We're going to key in, see if anybody is still out there on the track. Looks like number 29, Scott, is coming into the pits as well. I think we saw that number 12, Owen, was already in there as well. We do have number 18 in there. Same with number 10, Colton. Actually looks like Owen may have gone back out. Owen is back out. We're gonna hop on over, see. I believe I saw that 42 DJ was still out as well. Loving the light blue Prime vehicle. I think it's so cool for people to show their personalities by doing these custom liveries. I know we have a lot of fun with it. We had talked about, putting out that everybody could do a 4th of July special livery, but, timing just didn't quite work. I know everybody's busy. But as we kind of round out in between, season 3 or kind of in the off season, we may have some special themed events. That's kind of my goal, is just to get everybody excited and involved in the community, even in our quote-unquote downtime. Does look like he went back into the pits. I believe Dalton, number 73, is still out there, so we're going to hop over. He is also zooming around the track with that beautiful custom red and kind of burgundy paint job. Let's go, David, number 88. Are doing some meet the driver interview style type videos. They are still in progress, but we do have one with David. Very excited to post that one. I think everybody's going to get to know him, which is our favorite. That's our favorite part of these leagues, is getting to know all the drivers. And I hope you guys enjoy when those do come out, so stay tuned for those. We did just finish up the practice session now. So I'm going to go over into a commercial break just very briefly. Great time to grab another drink, Lamar, if you're needing it, or anybody. And we will be back for qualifying here shortly. Okay, so we're back into qualifying. We are actually watching Dalton first. I saw he was kind of the first to jump off and go into qualifying round here. Looks like we did have a couple more people join in. So we're going to key in on as many as we can through these qualifying rounds. Looking smooth through that turn. Ooh, he did go a little high, bumped the wall a little bit, but that's what these are for. Not only is it to kind of set placement or positioning in the lineup, but also just to get any of those last minute jitter out. We're gonna hop on over to number 88, David Bryant, as he's going through his qualifying. Looking very good. I know David's been practicing, so we should have a good race between all drivers tonight. We normally do. All of these guys are really great. They love working together. And there's really nice, clean competition. So I can always appreciate that about these drivers. We are going to jump on over to number 99, Samuel Wilson, as he's making his way around the track. We're going to key in on number 42, DJ Grammer. Nice clean pass through that straightaway. And kind of going back up to the top, we'll come back and meet in the middle. We have number 5, Scott. Looks like he's coming back in from his qualifying. I figured that was going to happen. I was going to start running out of time here. We're going to jump on over to number 10, Colton Keller. And it actually looks like qualifying has ended. So we missed a few. I'll try to get a little quicker as we go through. But we are in we just finished up qualifying. So again, we're going to do that commercial break. Give all the drivers a chance to shake out those last minute nerves and line up. We'll be going green here shortly.
luck, everybody.
Same to you, Dave.
All right, so we do have all of our drivers lined up. We will be kicking off here shortly. Number 5, Scott Wilson, leading the pack. In second, we have number 10, Colton Keller. In third, we have number 12, Owen Bridges. So we have one of our Legacy League members, Scott Wilson, up in front, followed by 2 of our newcomers. We do have that pace car leading them off as we go around. We have about 1 lap to green. And our pace car is off, so we are going green. We are ready to go. We have these drivers looping up, getting ready to go, and we are green. So we are on lap 1. Immediately, number 10 is going to try to break out. He's going to go high, and we have a bit of a competition there between first and second place. Ooh, they're getting real tight formation. For, a top positioning spot, but a lot, we got 80 laps to go. We did already have that positioning change there. We have number 12, Owen, in first. Right behind him, we had Dalton that snuck in and got second. And then we have Scott out for third and fourth place. It's going to be a very tight returning race tonight, I can see that. Ooh, we do have a little bit of a back there. We're going to try to back it up just a little bit to check in on that. So we saw it right there. Looks like number 88 came down 18 low in that kind of blind spot and had a little bit of a incident there. We're going to jump back forward to but he is back there. But again, we do have quite as we can see in there, we have number 5, Scott, and number 99, alongside number 10, Colton Keller. We're going to jump back up to the front where it looks like it out for first and second. Holding steady, leading the pack there. Looks like about a car length about 0.3 of a second, so really close behind. These drivers are driving kind of been that close in a driving situation. You know, it's a lot closer than we realize. We typically had a little bit of an incident there. Just to see what happened with car number, looks like number 27. See what happened. So he came up a little high. He was able to save it. He did hit that sidewall, but he did come up too high. He just lost control. A little bit of understeering and swung out too wide. Back live. Number 12 still holding on the pack. And then not shortly thereafter, we have number 29, Scott Drost. For his breakout race, number 12 is doing pretty great. For everyone. It looks like we did have races the last couple, but glad to have him back. It does look like there was a positioning change. Not able to snag second. Dalton is not very much behind him, but Scott was able to kind of come through. We're going to jump back to around to DJ Grammer. See how he's hanging in there. He's holding steady. He's right behind number 22 and 4 of Caleb, which is kind of looks like middle of the pack. And again, we're only 11 laps into the race. Number 42 did go out a little bit wide, scrape that sidewall. I believe that's where we saw maybe number 27 have a little bit of trouble. So I've heard there is a bump lap of this track, so I think we're going to see a lot of that tonight as they go up. But we do have number 5, Scott Wilson, right at 6th place at the moment. Right behind him we have DJ Grammer. So Scott's really vying. He's making up some time here. Ooh, thanks for joining us tonight, Garrett. I hope Florida's treating you well this evening. Hopefully there's going to be some fun 4th of July. Maybe you're just impacted to staying at home, and that's okay too, but definitely enjoy the beach if you're close by. If he does have any fun 4th of July plans that has tuned in, leave me a comment. Oh, thanks, Derek. I'm glad. Thanks for responding to me. I'm going to pop back into the front, see how number 12 is. knocking it out of the park so far. He's got a good lead up there in front. You do see him closing in a little bit. Number 29 Scott and number 73 Dawson go around that corner. But as we saw, if you tuned in on Wednesday night, we did see most drivers had to start looking for a pit stop around 35 just because of that tire wear. We have some good racers tonight, which was really the goal. We really wanted to make it a competitive environment, but also welcome any rookie drivers that just wanted to see how they could learn and grow. And we've seen a lot of that. We've seen some of our, kind of mid-range rookies or our brand new rookies really knock out of the park. Back and check in on number 22, Caleb. Right behind him, we have number 42, DJ, as well as number 5, Scott. So number 5, Scott is gaining a little bit of a battle there. He was actually able to sneak out and get on. It's going to give him some really good potential to make up some ground as he's staying low on the track. Keeping up his speed, he said he's going to hold a tight line, but he is going to, looks like he's going to move forward and gain some position. Really tight race there between number 5 and number 22, but they're doing well. They're racing clean. They're giving each other room. What we love to see. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of competition, but we also want it to be a clean, fun experience for them. And number 22 was able, even just using that little bit of tactic, he was able to maintain his positioning and block number 5, Scott, from stealing that spot. We did see him go a little bit high there, bumping the sidewall, but he stayed steady. He was able to correct, not overcorrect, but keep it correct and get back on track. We are going to jump back and check in on so he's zooming around the track. He's going to work on getting some of that positioning back. He's catching up to his brother Scott. They're number 5, as well as some of our other drivers in that little 4-pack we've got going on there. Big thing is we'll kind of see it as the race goes on. A lot of these drivers are driving super fast. They may have qualified with, a 29, but they're slowing down a little bit just as a strategy to prevent too much tire wear, too much fuel usage. So there actually is a lot of strategy. A lot of people think, NASCAR is just going left. But really it does require quite a bit of strategy to manage that fuel and manage the tire wear. Hop back on over to David. So David is also one of our Legacy League members who really just started. As soon as he was a perfect fit. He was very new, pretty much brand new to iRacing. He's only ever really raced with the league, which I can commend that commitment. Love hanging out with David in the chat room in our Discord. Which is in the link below in the description box for us. Support this channel, support our league so we can continue putting on these seasons, as well as come and hang out with the drivers. There's that Discord link as well. David looking really good as he's going around there. He's holding his line steady, keeping his pace. He's doing a great job. really clean. So we're going to jump over, check on number 10, Colton, and then we'll make our way back up to the front. I always like to give every driver a little bit of screen time, check in, see how they're doing, keep them motivated. A lot of these guys actually like to go back and kind of watch the gameplay, see where there are areas to improve. So if I ever get kind of stuck on a driver, maybe they ask that I wanted to stay on there, or we're wanting to see some kind of technique there. We are going to jump back up to the front now with number 29. So it actually looks like we got some positioning change up in the front with number 12 backing down to third place. We have 29 up in front in first. So he really got some ground coverage there. Behind him, a full 4 seconds, is number 7, Dalton in second place. Does look like Dalton and Owen, number 12, are competing. We're going to hop on over and see how they're doing. Alright, so it looks like Dalton did get a little bit of advantage there. Number 12, Owen, is not right behind him, but we have a little bit of a race going on tonight. I agree. Dalton does have his hands full tonight because he's not battling, per usual. It's typically the Wilson brothers, but now he's got some of these newcomers that he's fighting up against. We have Scott holding down in first. A good about 4 or 5 seconds ahead. About a second behind, we have Owen Bridges, number 12, who was holding that first place spot there for a hot minute. We are at lap 29 of 80 for the night. So we are probably going to start seeing some pit stops here soon for fuel and or tires. We get 2 sets of tires tonight, so we're going to have to really be careful about when and why the pit stops. Looks like we do have Scott in some position here as well. Place right behind him is number 42, DJ Grammer. They've been kind of neck and neck tonight. So, not only does Dalton have his hands full, it looks like Scott is also getting another handful with our newcomer DJ. May not all be up in the front, but we are having a couple of those competitions here throughout the track tonight. We do see them, number 42, closing in, getting really close there. We also see some stops. So right now, number 22, number 10, and number 88 are currently in the lead. We're going to jump over and check number 99, Samuel. Right behind him, we have number 27, Again, this is Matt's first race out tonight. Glad to have him here. Always love to see new racers join our league and come join and hang out with everybody. is back out of the pits. He is running right behind number 22, Caleb Jones. David is some time up from that pit stop. This is a huge track. It's going to be difficult. A lot of gravel. Again, looks like David's found his pace though. He's keeping an even, steady line. He's keeping a clean line around the middle of the track. Number 22 is also holding steady. With 35 laps tonight. We're going to jump back over to the starting point, check in on number 29, Scott Gross, who is still holding down that first place positioning. His time did increase just a little bit, so I think he may be burning through a little bit more fuel. So I could expect we probably have a pit stop here before too terribly long. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's got some kind of strategy going for him where he had cut back for a little bit, but now he's back on the throttle, back gaining that speed. So we're going to jump on over to number 73, Dalton, who is in that second place position. He's holding steady right behind him. We still have actually looks like number 10. Number 10 made a good comeback there. So earlier we saw number 10 in that 9th, 10th spot, but he is now back up. Looks like he's trying to come back around the track to gain some placement. He is behind, but he's making a good time. Even though he's behind a couple laps, they're not a pit stop. He's back around. He'll get back on the lap before we know it, I think, because he's making some really good time. He's doing well. He made it. He gave some room. Dalton was staying low. Number 10 went high. They gave each other room, even though he is trying to get back on the same lap. They were very respectful in that interaction. Competitor this evening. Looks like Dalton is going in for a pit. So it does give number 12 Owen a chance to zoom by, and he'll reclaim that second place position. Will he be able to catch up to Scott before he has to pit? Not quite sure, but we'll wait and see. Looks like number 5 Scott Wilson is also pitting on lap 40 of 80. Which again, this is kind of around where we saw last time on Wednesday during our special event. Anywhere between that 30 and 40 mark of the laps, we were having to do a pit stop, so it kind of tracks. I think a lot of these racers are really going to try to keep it at that middle mark so they only have to pit once. Ooh, looks like number 12 did come in really hot. A lot of times with these tracks, there is a speed limit when joining into the pits, so not quite sure if he just spun out there a little bit or what exactly happened. Yes, I agree. Dalton is definitely trying to figure it out. So it looks like number 1, Scott, or in first place, number 29, Scott Gross, also went ahead and went to that pit stop at the halfway point. Looks like 73 is coming back out. This is actually going to be a little bit of a dangerous area. And it looks like we actually do have our pace car back off. So we're actually going to jump back, see if we can see if there was a crash that happened here. Why the pace car was out. We're going to jump back looks like number 99 Sam is going into the pits. So we're going to jump back to, in first place, number 29 Scott Drost, who is still in first place. I think my leaderboard may be catching up here, so we'll have to give it just a minute. But right now, our pace car is out and leading these guys in a single file line around the track. My leaderboard is still catching up here. We still have the pace car leading them around in single file. Right now in first we have number 73 Dalton, right behind him number 5 Scott Wilson, and then right behind him we have number 27 Matt. Just have one lap to green, so we should be taking off here shortly. See them going around that pace car. Lap after that pit stop at the halfway point. Is going to be back up at the front with the lead lap. Pace car is still leading them around the track right now. And our pace car is off. So we are going to be going back green here shortly. Pace car is off and we are green. These drivers are going to take off. They're getting back into the go. We see Scott number 12 Owen back up in front. Right. Samuel really took advantage of that caution. Got back up in front. Quiet on that track. Looks like Dalton lost it a little bit, bumped into the other car. Did cause Sam to go out right now. So it was a little bit tricky. Even though it looks like a huge track, the rewide is pretty crazy. I think a lot of these guys started to get a little bit nervous. Starting off the race, they were keeping it cool and calm, but as we get closer to the finale here, as we definitely want to keep up with that position. It does look like Sam is still in the pits, so we're going to jump back. He's actually making his way back out onto the track now, which I'm glad to see. So hopefully he can get back, join some back at that time that he missed out on. We're going to check in on number 27, Matt Brandon, see how he's doing. Holding steady. He does cut a little low in the apron there. He was involved in that little incident earlier when we were going 3 wide between number 27, Matt, 73 Dalton, and number 99, so he lost some traction there too. He's making his way back around. We're going to check in on David as well. He's zooming through behind. On David a few times. He stays kind of on his same thread, same lane, same plane. He does really well with that consistency. I think that's a lot of drivers think, oh, I can just jump out here and drive fast. That's not actually the case. They can't just go fast all the time. There is strategy and technique, and David's doing it right in learning that technique. As we mentioned, he kind of started iRacing around the same time this league was created. So he's really only been racing with us, and he's come so far. He's had a lot to learn. We do not take it easy on these drivers with some of our special tracks. We really do try to challenge them, and he's taken it in stride. He's learning the fundamentals, he's learning the basics, and that's exactly what we wanted out of this league. Sure, we have some great drivers, but we also wanted those that wanted to come in and learn. We're going to jump up to the front for number 29, Scott, who is still holding down in first place. Right behind him, we do have number 12, Owen. These have been kind of our top competitors tonight, our top drivers for that first and second place position most of the evening. With just 30 laps to go, are they going to be able to hold on to it? Have Dalton sneaking up in the back there. I did see him kind of peek through. Number 10, Colton, is trying to make it back around. Number 29 and 12 are making it pretty tough. He is trying to make up a lap there to get back on the lead lap, but they're holding steady. They're good at blocking him out, so I think it's going to be a little bit tricky. We're going to jump on over and see how number 42, DJ Grammer, is doing. Him and Scott, again, have been kind of neck and neck tonight. So really tough competition between the two of them. They've been going back and forth. Scott ahead, and then number 42 DJ right behind him, or number 42 DJ being up ahead like we see here. But they're racing clean. They're giving each other room. They're staying in their lane. We do see a little bit of instances here every now and then. Drivers have been driving for over 40 laps now. Even if it is a simulation rig, your arms do get tired. iRacing was really just to bridge that gap, make it accessible for regular, everyday people to do NASCAR racing. NASCAR is super expensive to get into. It is also a dangerous sport. So I love that iRacing is for our everyday dads, uncles, brothers, maybe moms, to come out here and really hone in, practice, and learn the skill. We've also been seeing that there is a whole, psychological approach behind it too. These drivers do get nervous because it does feel so immersive, which I think is fantastic. The developers of this really honed in on making sure it felt as possible, getting some real physics behind these tracks. And we noticed that as we saw a couple of the drivers slipping up a little bit on that fourth turn, because there actually is a bump in this track. So I'll quit chattering here and jump back over into our racers. Again, number 5 and number 42 have been neck and neck throughout this evening. We're going to jump on over to see how Owen and Dalton are duking it out over there. So it looks like Dalton is a couple of seconds behind. Again, we do still have number 12 to get back on the lead lap, but struggling a little bit there with number 29 and 12 really holding down their lane, keeping it closed off. We're going to see how Dalton is doing. He was kind of right in the middle there, a couple of seconds behind number 12, but then also a couple of seconds ahead of Scott and DJ that we've been watching here for a second. I agree, Ryan. It is pretty addicting. We are a small league, so Dalton and I kind of run things together. Every now and then we'll practice on his. He keeps saying, I'm going to have a debut race, but I'm not sure I'm quite qualified for that yet. But every now and then I'll get to take it for a spin, and it is pretty cool. Pretty cool investment, so I highly recommend if you can get your hands on one. Do so, and then come hang out, join the league. We are going to check back in on Scott for just a second, and then we're going to peek in on Samuel of our Legacy League drivers tonight. Scott was able to get back ahead of number 42, DJ. We're going to jump and see how number 27, Matt Brannon, is doing. Also been holding steady. He is in the pits at the moment, maybe getting in a fresh set of tires, maybe fueling up. He didn't fuel up on the last pit stop. We're going to see how Colton is doing. I know he was stuck in the middle there for a little bit, just trying to get past number 29 Scott and number 12 Owen to get past back on lead lap. We're also going to keep in on number 99 Samuel. He missed out on some of the practice time on Wednesday night. Looks like David is going into the pits there, so I did see him do that, but gave plenty of room. Number 99 Sam gave plenty of room, but he did miss out on the practice night Wednesday night when we were doing the special truck event. Do still have number 88 David and number 22 Caleb in the race, but they are currently in the pits right now, either getting another set of tires or some fuel. So this is actually where we saw on Wednesday night, if any of our drivers pitted early, a lot of them had to do a subsequent pit stop around this 20 to probably 13-14 lap mark left to go is kind of what we saw the other night. So it's pretty consistent for David, Caleb, and maybe some of our other drivers that we may see jumping in the pits here soon. We're going to jump back up to the front. Does look like number 12 Owen is gaining on number 29 Scott. He's really trying to get that maybe first place positioning. We just cannot sneak past it. You see, he gets up really close behind through those corners, but then at the straightaways, Scott has a really good system here where he's able to give it a good amount of throttle without losing any traction as he's going around the track and maintain that position. Just 15 laps to go. And it's a long race tonight, but I feel like we are zooming through. We did have a pretty long practice session as well, so I think we started this race right around 7:20, 7:30. So we're going to be probably right at the hour mark for an 80-lap race at a 1.5-mile track. So looking pretty good on time. We've had it relatively smooth sailing. I definitely don't want to jinx any of our drivers tonight. So I'm going to knock on someone over here. But they've been keeping it very steady. Not too many incidents. They've been driving clean, giving each other space and room. So we do have Dalton there, number 5 Scott, as well as number 42 DJ closing in. So they're going to come up close behind number 2. Still trying to get back on that lead lap, but he's holding steady. He's being very consistent. In the race tonight. I do apologize if you're seeing a little bit of the latency issue. Working on a setup to give you guys clear video, so I hope that's apparent. We're always going to be making some improvements. Looks like number 5 Scott did go out a little bit high. Was really getting Nancy to try to get some of that placement, hit the sidewall a little bit. We've seen that on that same corner pretty much the entire night from at least once, probably from all of our drivers. We get a little bit of a tight formation here, though. So number 73 has caught up. Ooh, we're looking 3 wide. We're getting a little bit squirrely there. Rear view and got a little bit nervous seeing all these cars right behind him. But I do think it's actually going to get an opportunity for number 47 to sneak by and get closer to getting back onto the lead lap. So number 73, Dalton is going to stay low. Hopefully number 27 doesn't come in. He did give some room there. Looks like Dalton let off a little bit to give him some room. And he's going to keep that positioning. Now number 42 and number 5 are going to have to get past So number 73 is still a few seconds behind those top 2 competitors. Looks like Owen might be trying to close in a little bit more, but Scott just really has. We've noticed throughout this evening he is consistently been running about a 31:03, 31:01. So he's got very consistent strategy here with just 9 laps to go. Looks like we did get some positioning changes back there. Looks like number 42 and DJ was actually able to sneak around, as well as number 5, Scott Wilson. They were able to sneak around number 73, so they must have gotten some good traction, maybe caught the grab behind number 10, Bolton. Slingshot their way in front of Dalton there, so they've gotten some good positioning. This brings our leaderboard with just 7 laps to go. Still maintaining first and second, Scott Gross and Owen Bridges. But we now have number 42, EJ, in third place, followed by number 5, Scott, and number 73, Dalton. We can actually skip backwards. I don't want to miss out on too much of the race. I'll try to do it real quick. We're going to look a little bit funny here as we try to go back and see where that positioning change actually happened. We're going to make it super quick because we do just have 6 laps to go. I don't think we caught it there. Back it up just one more time, and I do apologize. Just wanted to see if we could see that positioning changes, then we'll jump back to the live with just 5 laps to go. So it looks like they did actually have to go 3 wide there for a minute. So Dalton was holding 42, went low. He was able to hold steady. That did force Dalton to stay up high. We almost went 3 wide, but he was able to come out on top. We got a little bit close there between number 5 Scott and number 73 Dalton. And then he was able to make it forward. So we're going to skip to the end of the session. I do appreciate your patience as we went back and looked at some of that footage there. So we are now back live with number 42 DJ in 3rd place, number 5 Scott in 4th. They are again vying in that cup. Dalton a little bit behind them, and then we are going to probably sneak up and see our number 29 driver, or our number 29 Scott Rosen, but here in just a sec so we can see that finish line cross. You know, anything can happen. We do only have 3 laps to go, but anything can happen where one of these kind of up front drivers can just 2 laps to go. We're going to jump up to the front to look at number 29, Scott. Again, he is still holding steady. He has actually cut his time ever so slightly to 31 seconds around the track, so really great keeping a consistent time tonight. To go. We do still have Scott here in front. And we have our winner here tonight, number 29, Scott Gross. Right behind him in 2nd, we have number 12, Owen Bridges. So he's coming back around. We're going to key in on number 42, DJ Grammer in 3rd. It looks like he's already left the game, but we do have number 5, Scott, crossing the finish line there.
Great race, everybody.
And then we're going to have number 73,
Same to you, Dave.
Dalton.
Always. Good race, everybody.
So we did work on a new setup for the race.
Good running,
we're
Ken.
always going to be trying to improve the sound quality, the picture quality. With that, we are unable to talk to the drivers tonight. You may be able to hear them coming over the mic, but I am unable to hear them. So we will kind of wait it out and see if anybody wants to come on over. I'll kind of go quiet here for a little bit, and then we'll do our ending here. We did get to see number 29 do his burnout victory donut there, so I agree. Great race tonight, Scott Droz. That was a wonderful win. It does
Absolutely.
look like
Good
all
run,
of our
Scott.
drivers are out of the game now,
Good race them
so
all.
I hope maybe they did give maybe a quick shout out over the mic. If you were able to hear them, we will keep working on getting that fixed. We did actually move up 2 of our races, so we're actually going to have another special event on Wednesday night of next week, and then our season finale on Friday. So make sure you tune in on Wednesday and Friday of next week. As always, a big thank you to those who tuned in to watch with us tonight. Always very much appreciated. The moonshine got you stitches. Oh no. But thanks again for tuning in and watching tonight. Always much appreciated. A big thank you to our drivers. Big congratulations to number 29, Scott Drost. Second place, Owen Bridges, number 12, and in third place, number 42, DJ Grammer. As always, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Join the Discord to get into the action. You can also support the league, support your driver. That link is in the description as well. If you want to just join the Discord and come hang out, that's always welcome. Big thank you to our sponsors, Gypsy Soul Knives. So a big thank you to our sponsors, Gypsy Soul Knives, Nielsen Knives, GC Racing, CXT, and S&S Hot Rods. We are going to give a quick little overview of our season standings. Give me just one moment. So as we round out, as we're going into the season finale next week, our season standings are as follows. I'll run through the top 5. So we have in first Dalton with 198 points. In second, Scott with 182 points, and that's Scott Wilson. In third, we have Samuel with 174. David Bryant and Willis Gomez with 127 and 113 points respectively. And just because they are kind of our newcomers, they won the race tonight, I want to make sure we tie in for 6th, 7th, and 8th place. We have Owen Bridges and Scott Drost tie. Actually, not quite a tie. Owen Bridges with 84 points, Scott Drost with 82 points, and DJ Grammer with a solid 81 points. So that is our top 8 leaderboard for points as we head into our season finale next week. We do have another special event on Wednesday night. But again, thanks as always for tuning in and joining. I hope everybody has a safe and happy 4th of July, and we'll see you back next week. Thanks for watching.